Hey everyone, welcome to Meet the Mom. Today I'm going to start my session with this story about Sandhya. So, who is Sandhya? Sandhya is a mother of two. She's working from home, as are many of us. And so, on this particular day that I'm going to narrate the incidents from, Sandhya is having a bad day. She has had a particularly difficult morning at one of her meetings. She did not get much sleep the night before that because her little one kept her up, was restless in the night, so she's sleep deprived. She's already had a bad meeting. She's even having a bit of a meltdown because her toddler is also refusing to eat his lunch and just giving her a total, like, her house on that day was a total mess. At this point, Sandhya reached a meltdown. She screamed at her kids, she locked herself in a room, and she left them crying for almost 20 minutes. Even after she came out, she felt terrible about what happened. She reconnected with her children, apologized to them, tried to explain to them that she was having a bad day and it was not about them. Even after that was over and the kids were sort of over it, Sandhya continued to feel guilty. She kept feeling guilty. She felt terrible. She felt depressed. She sank into mom guilt, which kept her from being a good parent. I think Sandhya's story is so relatable to many of us, not just mommy guilt, also daddy guilt. Fathers also feel that they're not able to give their children enough time, especially now that all of us are working from home. Your children come to you when you're on your desk and you just keep shooing them away. You feel terrible later, but what are you going to do? What you can do is not sink into that guilt. Children are very resilient. If you own up, you apologize, you show up, they will certainly understand. But what is important is also the acknowledgement. The acknowledgement in being a decent human being, at least going up to them and telling them that it's not you, it was me. So there are these little hacks that we can use to be kind to ourselves because mommy guilt or daddy guilt can really get into the way of good parenting. So we have someone here with us today. She has certainly struggled with mom guilt. Who hasn't? But she does like to believe that she has managed to overcome it. She has also taken steps to self love, which is so essential when it comes to overcoming guilt of any kind. You have to be kind to yourself. We need to forgive ourselves for doing things for ourselves or for our growth. So, welcome, Mitali. It's such a pleasure to have you here today with us. And I am so excited to get on this chat. And I think it'll benefit so many mums who are struggling with this more so now because of the pandemic. Because everything has been shoved into this one little space where we are working and we are trying to parent, we are teachers, everything all in one. So tell us, what is your mantra?
Hi Neha. So I'm so happy to be talking, and finally we are doing this podcast because we've been planning for such a long time,
Yes.
and
Yes.
yeah, I've been always excited for podcasts because I started my working journey as a radio jockey, and
Absolutely.
audio has been one of my favorite mediums till now. Also, when I travel and stuff like that. I always listen to podcasts more than music, because I always think there is somebody who's talking to me at the end of the
Right.
podcast. And also, we gain so much information by listening to it. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, coming back to your question of mom guilt. Oh my God. So, I think if somebody would have told me that there is something called as mom guilt before I became a mom, I would have been like,
Yeah,
you know, I don't know what that is. But mom guilt is a part of everything that we do these days, right? So if I am meeting my friend for a coffee and my kids are at home, I'm feeling mom guilt. If I go to the gym and it takes longer than 1 hour sometimes, I have mom guilt. Now, I've recently come back from a trip, which was, I think, the longest trip that I have gone for, almost 15 days. Without my kids, I had lots of mom guilt. So who doesn't have it? I think everybody who is a mother has mom guilt. And it doesn't matter that, only moms of younger kids have mom guilt. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. There are moms who have kids who are as big as 25 years old also have mom guilt. Mera
that's true.
bacha, what is he doing? I don't know what he must be eating. He must be ordering from out. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
So I don't know
yeah.
when mom guilt goes away.
I don't think it does. It's like parenting. It's a part of the package.
Yes.
But certainly, like I said, that mom guilt is going to be around. Uh, at best, we can deal with it. At best, what we can do is be kind to ourselves. And like you said, that you took a trip for almost 15 days. Uh, the mom guilt definitely kills you when you're away. Even if you're trying to do something for yourself, sometimes you have to keep telling yourself that I need to do this for myself and I should not let that guilt drown me. How do you get over that when you go away or you're doing something for yourself? How do you avoid sinking into mom guilt? What are the things that you tell yourselves, or what are the things that you tell your child that maybe this is something that I'm doing for myself and that this doesn't mean that I love you any less?
Yeah. So I think my mom was a working woman. She just retired 1 year back. So a lot of, we mimic our parents' parenting skills, and that
That's
somehow
true.
is inherited to us. So, my mom used to explain it very nicely. And this was like 30 years back when she was working. So she used to tell me that, Mitali, if I don't work and if I sit at home, like XYZ's mother and this and that, not that they are bad and I'm good, we will not have a bigger house. You will not have 10 toys. You will not go on so many vacations. You will not have all these frocks that I get for you. And things will be very
Right.
different for us. So, what do you want? And she used to tell me that, if I am around all the time, you'll get bored with me. So, it is good that I am only around for 2, 3 hours and we spend so much of quality time together. And I used to be like, okay, cool. But I used to always feel bad when other moms were there to receive their kids at the bus stop, or they used to attend so many PTA meetings, and my mom used to not be able to attend because of her office timings. So definitely, I felt bad as a kid. So whenever, I mean, before going on this trip, I explained everything to them that how grandmom used to work, and this. I was also at this side. So I try to explain my side because I have also been on that side where my mother is not there and I was a kid
Yeah,
and I remember it vividly. I told my kids that this does happen, but eventually you'll understand, you know. So
that's
yeah,
true.
and this was the longest trip that I took. So what I told myself is that this is something, Mitali, that you're doing for yourself, and this is something that maybe your kids don't understand now, but 10 years down the line, when they see your photos, when they see your videos, it was an adventure biking trip. So they will understand that, my parents have really lived their life. They were in their
That's
early 30s. And that is when you can go on an adventure trip, when you're 60 and 70. I don't know if we will be able to go or so there are some things in life I think you have to do at a particular age. And that's what I was telling myself, and I tried to explain it to my kids. My younger one will not be able to understand because she's just 3 years old. But then I let them do whatever they wanted. I did not keep a check on what they're eating, or if they are having those fizzy drinks, or if they are having a little bit of chocolate. And I let them be. Plus, they had a great time because their grandparents were around, and it was like a full-on party for them. So that's what I told myself. Yes,
I think that's actually a really good way of putting it because you have yourself been
yes,
on the other side or the receiving end. So you completely understand the emotion that they're going through. And yes, not at all ages can you reason with them, but sometimes you definitely can reason with them and you can tell them that this is what I need to do, this is work, this is play, I'm taking a holiday, maybe this is not appropriate for children, or you cannot, it'll tire you off, that is why this needs to be done now by me. And I think mostly they understand, and there is a bit of a trade off too, that you can let them have a good time when you're away. That's also, I think that really helps with the guilt, because I've been on that side too. Every time I travel, I make sure that my daughter is going to a place where she's having fun. Maybe she's at her granny's, or maybe at her aunt's, where she has company, so that she they miss you a little less. And you let them also have a bit of a party and a bit of a vacay, or if you have good support system, you have somebody take them out, which is a little less likely now. But there was a time where you could arrange for activities for them when you're away with somebody who you trust. So yeah, I think it can be a bit of that definitely takes away from the guilt when you know that your child is happy and they're having a good time too. So I think that is actually a great hack, a great tip, that you do tell them that this is something that is time sensitive, or maybe this is something I need to do for myself. And definitely make sure that they are having a good time too, especially if you're away.
yeah, yeah,
That is one. But there are some days where we're just having such a bad day, and children can it's the Murphy's Law. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and children can really contribute to the chaos. So imagine a day where you're running late or you need to do something and you're already fretting and you're stressing, and your child just spills something all over you. Uh, I mean, my heart goes out to the kids and to the mother as well, because both cannot help but react in that situation. How to get over that, those reactions that sometimes really guilt us, where we feel, are we damaging our children? And you don't want to do that. I mean, definitely if you worry about this, you're a good parent, that you care about not damaging your children, and you feel the guilt later. That is a definite sign that you are a good parent, and you need to be a little less harsh on yourself. But just saying that sometimes in that situation doesn't help. So what are the things that you can do if you are having a bad day? What are the warning signs, or if there's something that you can do to avoid that meltdown or that situation? And if it comes to that, how do you deal with it later?
yeah, yeah. So all these things do happen with me, and I think nobody is perfect. I think first of all, you have to tell yourself that no matter what you do, you can't be a perfect parent, right? There is nothing called as a perfect parent. Whatever you are perfect in your own way. And
True.
yeah, so I have had meltdowns. I had shouted at my kids, and later I have felt bad. But I think when something like this happens, it all depends on our mood, how we react. If we are in a good mood, we might just laugh about it. And
Yeah.
if we are really in a bad mood and something is happening and there are phone which is you're constantly ringing, you have a deadline and stuff like that. Yes, it does come out on the kids. But
Yeah.
in these kind of situations, what I do is I try to finish whatever my deadline is because you know what? I think moms who work or who are doing something of their own have this sense of what do you call it? Responsibility and pride, and you are building your own brand or you're creating something. or you're managing a very successful company, um, that independence, or that pride and that responsibility gets transferred to your kids also. And when they go
That's
out
true.
in their school or wherever, they tell that, see, my mom is doing all these things, my mom is this thing. So they are also empowered because you are working, right? And this does not mean that stay-at-home moms are anything less. They have a different way of looking at parenting. They think that you have to be there with your kids 24/7 in order to raise good human beings, and that's also a great way of looking at things.
Yeah.
So, whenever such meltdowns or such things happen, there is this one spiritual program that I watch. Is there on YouTube as well, and I watched that, and it so happens that whatever whenever you open or Google or YouTube to listen to some of the sermons or whatever lectures that they give, I listen to it for 5 to 10 minutes, and my whole point of view of looking at that situation changes. And there is a lot to learn,
Right.
and I
True.
think yeah, so that's what that is my way of looking at it. Or I have a house help, so what I do is I wear my shoes, and if it is my gym time or workout time, I go and work out, and again feel positive. Or I go for a walk, I talk to my friends, and they always say that, "Arey, ये सब होता रहता है." It also happens with me. It's happened many times. And for moms who have older kids, will always know that, "Arey, हाँ, now this is the stage, this will happen. Now 2, 3 years later, this will happen. And then when you have a teenager, this is
Yeah.
going to happen." So they are like, okay, ये सब होता रहता है, forget it. So there is lots to learn from other moms as well.
That's true. That's true. I think you said it so well that you can probably do something when you have this in like a meltdown or you have a bad day. What you can do is just switch off, maybe do something that is therapeutic for you. Go listen to
Yes.
something, maybe write it down. Even I heard this somewhere that this mother was talking about how to deal with mom guilt. And she said, do your thing. Go listen to music if that feeds your soul. Go for a walk. Like you said, call a friend, somebody you can speak with who will lift your spirit and tell you that it's fine, these things happen. Don't be so harsh on yourself. Sometimes
Yeah.
you need that kind voice,
Yes.
and mostly it should come from within, but sometimes it becomes very hard as a parent to find that kindness within you, because uh, we so want the best for our children that we can't even let ourselves mess that up. So, yes, I think we also need some therapy, some peace. Parents really need to focus on their own happiness too, because I think a happy parent is, if you're happy from within, your child is happy. So
Absolutely.
you emit that happiness in your home. And I can hear somebody in the background calling out to you, and that
Yeah.
happens all the time with mums. So, yeah, and like you said, that working mothers, definitely, when your parent is working, you really pride yourself in it. I
Yeah.
think that is also a great example for your children, because they see you hustling, they see you working hard, and that instills a good value in them.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
my parent is working hard and they're so committed to what they do. That automatically translates somewhere. You definitely learn more by looking at what you're doing. So if you're a mother who's working hard, you're building your own business, if you're an entrepreneur, because being an entrepreneur, you're working 24/7. Or even if not, even if you're working with a company, working hard, everybody's working hard. You have deadlines, you have really extended working hours. So it's time that mothers definitely feel that even in this way, I'm contributing to my child's growth, to their
Yes.
well-being. And of course, not taking away from moms who stay at home, because that is a big sacrifice that they make for their children. And they sometimes feel that because I'm not working, maybe I don't deserve this break. They definitely need to understand that they do deserve a break. You can take a little break from your children and come back a happier parent, and come back like a more loving parent, and they will also appreciate you more. everybody can use a little time off, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
whatever your parenting style, whatever your choice, whether you decide to stay or you decide to go to work, I think mothers really need to stop guilting themselves, and they need to, not just moms, even dads for that matter, that they feel so guilty that I'm constantly traveling, or I'm not around to see this, or around to do that, or I missed an appointment at the doctor's. These are things that will weigh you down as a good parent and get into the way of quality time when you have it.
yeah.
So you should just, just find that place and try to be kind to yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I believe that quality time is more important than quantity time. Because my
True.
mom was always working, yet I remember so many things that she taught me. But she did not spend the
Yeah.
entire day with me. This was only on vacations or on weekends or 6 to 8 when we used to study. She used to tell me these things, and I still remember them. So so I
Yeah.
tell everybody, all my friends who have kids and everyone, that quality time is 2 hours or just 1 hour of quality time with your kid every day is much more better than 24 hours of quantity time you know, because I've seen
True.
that people who spend
True.
a lot of quantity time with their kids are not necessarily around. They may be doing their own things or busy on the phone or
Yeah.
watching something. So that doesn't count as any time spent with the kid, talking to the
True.
kid, or, you know,
True.
understanding what they're doing. And you are absolutely right. This COVID times have totally changed our way of looking at things, because earlier quality time also meant going out and doing a lot of things. Now we unfortunately do not have the liberty of doing that. But you can tell your kids that maybe mom and dad have gone for a 15-day vacation. You wouldn't have liked it there, or it was too cold for you, or that trip was not meant for you. Now you can go
Yeah.
10 years later with your friends, or we all can go for a nice trek 10 years later and imagine how much fun it
True.
will be. Or you can take them for
Yeah.
a small trip. That is how
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
compensate
Yeah.
for the mom guilt.
Compensate. That's true. That's true. I think
Yeah.
so. I think so. You can probably talk to them and tell them that we'll do this together, which is more appropriate. And yeah, definitely. And be a little kind to yourself doing that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
exactly. So, Mitali, tell us more. Like you said that you took a trip. What were the preps for that? What did you do? How did you manage your children's schedule? How did you set them up? What were the things that you got into place to be able to do this thing for yourself? Because it's not just that little thing, that little break that we take. There's a lot of planning that goes behind it for a
Yes.
parent. How you
Yeah.
ensure that their lives run smooth. I think that is one of the biggest worries for any parent. So, what are some of if somebody is looking to get a little time off, a mother, she wants to get away, do her thing. So, what would you tell her that do these little things and these are the things that I did and I forgot and this helped me? What would that be?
Yeah. So, Neha, I have two human kids, but I also have two dogs and 100 plus plants. So they all are my kids.
Oh, yes.
So my
Yeah.
So my preparation started with my plants, setting them, arranging them, keeping them in a proper place, and segregating different kinds of plants. And, all that started with 15, 20 days before I was going for the trip. Then plants was taken care of. I had told my house help, that I also written it down, that water these plants every day, these once in a week, and all that. Then for dogs, the dog walker had to be arranged. I called and specifically told him you cannot take any off, and these are the times that you need to go, this, that. And also, dogs, whatever they need, we got them. We also got them some additional treats, some dog bones and dog treats and stuff like that, so that just
Yeah.
when we were leaving, we gave them those dog treats and they were busy chewing on it. So they did not, come behind us and cry and all
Yes.
that, because when these dogs, they look at you that way and make that puppy face, it's really very sad. So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
took
it's
care of
quite
that.
heartbreaking.
We took care of their food and everything. We arranged it. Then I told my mother everything. These are the numbers. If something goes wrong, doctor, vet, this, that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
for kids, the first thing that I did is I made a list of what all things they like. Pasta, pizza, this and that, and uh, I stocked my fridge. I went on a grocery run and got everything for them. So all that had to be done. And I think my biggest worry is telling my nanny who takes care of the kids that we are going on a long break because then she makes such a sad face and sits, and I can't take that. So this time I told my father-in-law that do tell her because I don't want to see her sad face for the next
So,
5 days.
saving yourself not just guilt from your children, but everybody,
Guilt
staff,
from my mother, guilt
your
from my nanny. And
everyone needs to be checked off this list.
yeah, and sometimes it so happens that your parents, knowingly or unknowingly, make you feel even more guilty. Not that they are telling you don't
Yeah,
go, they will tell you, Aripit,
yeah,
why do you
yeah,
need to go
yeah,
for so many days? I didn't leave you and go for so many days. You take these trips too often, reduce the
yeah,
trips. So, let only your husband go. Why are
yeah,
you going?
yeah,
Yeah. So I try to
yeah,
tell them that,
yeah. That
it is
happens a lot.
also my life and I want to enjoy my life. So I think we need to be
I think
clear.
Yes, absolutely. I think you're so right. Not just parents in general. I think everybody looks at a mother as to why do you need that? Like you're a mom, you shouldn't need anything for yourself. So that is a really like a sad thing. I think even societally, we really don't give the mother uh, something that like we don't think of her as a human being. We put her on such a pedestal that she's above all these. She's above self care. She needs
Yeah,
to be
yeah. And
absolutely selfless.
Neha, that's why there are a lot of my friends and a lot of women who don't want to take this journey forward, So they are wanting to get
True.
married, but they are happy with just having a dog. They don't want to become a mother because of the societal
Yeah.
pressure and they say that if
Yeah.
I become a mother I won't be able to enjoy my life. I think we are only responsible for
Yeah.
setting this example in front of them that
True.
after I became a
True.
mother my life was not the same. It's nothing
Yeah.
like that. It all depends on you and your outlook towards life. And I also tell myself that there are 365 days in a year. Not even 65 days am I going on a vacation. How much will you go on a vacation, right? So
True.
all
True.
these 300, even if I go for 65 days, I'm spending 300 days with my kids, which is more than enough.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're very right because of all these like high standards and all the sacrifices that are expected out of women, a lot of young women have stopped wanting to
Yes.
have children or become mothers. So, which is, I mean, it's definitely a very personal choice, and
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
has the right to make that decision. But this is one of the biggest deterrents that they feel that women are you're reduced to just becoming being a mom and you can't really think about yourself, which to an extent is
Yeah.
true. I think a lot of women are breaking the norm. They are bringing forward this mindset that it's not true that you are a mother and you're more than that. You're not just like
Yeah,
somebody's mom.
absolutely.
You have your own life. You can continue to uh, I took up a course for a while when my daughter was, I think, maybe she's 10 or a little younger. And I went away for a few weeks for a course. And I to date I hear of it that how could you leave her for so long, and like how did
Oh,
you manage? Oh, your husband was taking care of her. Like how come? Why not? It's his child too. He has been traveling
yeah.
all our
Yeah.
married life, and nobody's asked him that. I think somewhere we need to stop asking the wrong questions, especially when it comes to women. That Nobody questions a man when he goes away or he does something or he's working or even going out for a leisurely trip. But women are often questioned, and they not only are they questioned that you're going away, how dare you put that responsibility on your husband? Why? I don't understand, and I really think
Yeah,
that needs
yeah,
to change
yeah,
from
absolutely.
not just the older generation. Women from our generation also have this tendency, or they do feel that it's my responsibility and not my husband's. I think those gender roles need to be redefined, and also for the sake of your children, if you're raising a like a daughter or a son, and you have these set gender roles, your child will also grow into those, and somewhere
Absolutely.
the society will never progress. So the only way to go forward is to just break those norms. And if you enjoy doing that, if you like being a mom, you like spending time, do that. There's no shame in that as well. But shaming other women for their choices, I think that's a big problem. And
Yeah,
we get it from, sometimes people don't they mean well. Like it can be people around you who are close to you, your own siblings, your parents, like your best friends. Somewhere they fail to understand that this is who you are, this is what you need to do for yourself. And that is so important. Like with mom guilt, I think a lot of mom shaming contributes to mom guilt. More than
absolutely.
about worrying about how we feel, we also sometimes start worrying about what is this person going to say, or what is that person going to say, and how does it look, and all of it together contributes to this uh, big issue that so many women face. And yeah, it's just really sad.
And I think, when we are having this mom guilt, we are looking at some wrong examples. For example, I've always been a working mother. So instead of looking at somebody like Indra Nooyi, who is the CEO of Pepsi, and
True.
Sheryl Sandberg, who is the CEO of Facebook, right? I will look at somebody, XYZ auntie who's always been
Yeah.
at home and taken care. But that is not me. I do not identify myself with that person, And I think moms also need to have a lot of personal goals. It doesn't matter if you are a working mother or if you're not a working mother.
Yeah.
I have personal goals,
Yeah.
and I have shared this with my kids also, that I want to go for a lot of treks. I used to go for a lot of treks, but the time since I was married, I was doing so many other things that I did not get time for doing that. But I want to restart my journey as a trekking woman, and I want to go to all these places, to experience or to climb. And I tell them that, see, when you tell your friends that, my mother has, for example, climbed the Mount Everest, how proud you will feel, right? So that is the way
That's true.
we need to tell them, we need to teach
Talk
them.
to our children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not that, oh, I left you, maybe I'm a bad mother. So your internal
Yeah.
dialogue and your confidence in yourself also shows, right? And I think that
True.
is how we can raise a happy, positive, and a confident next generation who not only believes that I can do anything, but they can also believe that, once you are a mother, so what? I'm a mother, that's a part of my personality, and that doesn't mean that I cannot do anything else. Also, I think
True.
a lot of media, serials on OTT platforms and Bollywood has played a very big role in people coming to this
Yeah.
conclusion that after you become a mother, your life is ruined. And also, they have also
Yeah.
put this thing in your mind that pregnancy is very difficult. It is not that way. I think that is why many
True.
women who have seen these think that, बहुत उल्टी होगा, बहुत खराब होगा, बाद में मैं मोटी हो जाऊंगी, and my husband will start ignoring me. It's nothing like that. All depends on you.
Absolutely. I think there are a lot of misconceptions around motherhood
Yeah,
and around pregnancy. And there's a lot of portrayal which is not quite accurate when it comes to these phases of life. And more, yeah, that's absolutely true. I think a lot of our mainstream media definitely plays a role in portraying the mother as like the all sacrificing, um, figure. And I was in this room once in sorry, what is that platform called? In It's been so
Clubhouse?
long, I haven't had the time. Clubhouse. So I was in Clubhouse in one of the rooms, and there was this chat around motherhood and about gender roles. And one woman stood up and she said something like, women really need to do their own thing and be their own people, and shouldn't always this should not get it motherhood should not get into the way of personal growth and personal journey. It's a part of your journey, it's not like the destination. And she said something like that, and it really agitated some of the men. And they said ki, no, mothers are supposed to be, they're above God, and they're like God, and they can never ever do anything for themselves. And I felt that it was such a toxic image that so many people, not just men, even women, have grown up with. And they're still being fed that idea of a mother who is
Hmm.
just, just a mother who's always just sacrificing and compromising, and last one to eat and the first one to serve. And
Yeah.
she definitely is. Mothers are, they understand the kids pain, which is why they experience mom guilt. And now I think that is changing. Fathers are also as involved in parenting. So it's
Yes.
not just the mother. Both the parents make huge sacrifices when it comes to their children. But sacrifice should not be something that is the one thing that should be associated with them. They are people too. I think if we grow
Yeah.
up with this narrative in the society where children also understand that my parent is a human being, and parents also tell themselves that, okay, I'm human, I messed up, I made a mistake, I screamed at my child, I did something, I ignored this detail, I did not make it in time for a submission. It's all right. I made a mistake. I'm going to own up. I'm going to tell my child I'm sorry. And we're going to move past that. I think
Yeah.
that also shows your child that you're human and it's human to make mistakes. But the good thing to do, or the right thing to do, is at least own up to those mistakes. And that's the ultimate aim. You don't really need to sacrifice yourself and raise, really entitled children who don't understand responsibility. You need
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
raise good human beings. And that's
Yeah.
what we all
Absolutely.
want.
Yeah. 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 And there is
So
one
yeah,
more aspect.
any such shocking, yeah.
Yeah, there is
Sorry, you
one
were
more
saying.
aspect of looking at it is when women become mothers, they tend to completely ignore their husbands. And so much
Yeah,
so
their
that they don't
relationship.
know,
Yeah,
they don't know where their husbands are, or if they are going on a trip or they are going to be coming home today. They completely ignore them. And then what happens is you've had a kid with your husband because you love him so much and you wanted to have a kid together. But then your husband is completely like, oh, you cannot do all these things. Let me do it. Is the
yeah,
uh, what do you say? Is the way that they are treated, and then they also lose interest in the kid. They maybe your
true.
marriage is not as strong as it was before. So I tell all the women that parenting is something that you and your partner have to do together, right? It cannot be
True.
that I am the mother, I am doing everything for the kid. It is my kid. Never say all these things. And what will happen later is
Yeah,
that if you and your husband do not have a good relationship, that ultimately will show in your kids. But
yeah, yeah.
instead of that, if you have a very happy relationship, you are going on vacations and you're taking separate vacations with your husband, maybe your kids will feel bad at first. But then if you program them, you are raising a happy family,
They'll
and
understand.
also that forms a
True.
foundation for your kids' happiness. And my parents are so
Yeah,
strong, they are always together. I want to have a marriage like my parents. So also that
I agree.
all will contribute to the society later.
It
Yeah,
it definitely does happen that once we have children, the relationship takes a backseat,
yeah,
and somewhere both stop trying, and the child becomes a primary focus. And yeah, then that's when your children are also not seeing their parents spend quality time together, as opposed to when you grow up in a home where you see your parents doing things together, you become this one unit, and it's a happy space to
yes,
be in.
yes,
You take away good life lessons from there. And I think it's also again a problem where you try to spend time together or you do things with your partner that is frowned upon even by society, by families, people who live in large setups. Sometimes they don't understand that why do you need so much time with each other? You have a child, you guys are being selfish.
Yeah,
That definitely is something that tends to play. But yeah, you need to decide for your own family and your own children what is best for you. And certainly, having a good relationship as a couple uh, does positively impact your children. They
it does. It
also
does.
develop happier relationships. And I'm 100% sure that I have read in places where children see this environment at home, they also grow up and are more likely to have more successful relationships and more secure in their relationships. So certainly, like, it is a whole cycle that comes together. And when
Yeah.
we start isolating and start parenting in isolation, you're just depriving your child. In fact, it's you're doing quite the opposite of what you want to do for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
You're not giving them very positive roles. And I read something very interesting somewhere that speaking of guilt, that guilt is actually a way of just, getting out of changing your behavior. It's an indulgence.
Hmm.
It's like, you're just letting yourself sit in that little bubble and telling yourself how sorry I'm feeling for myself and how sad I am about it. And you're just copping out over there and you're not really dealing with the problem. So it's better to acknowledge it, and say that, okay, this is what happened, this is how I'm feeling. I'm not going to let this take over my life, and I'm going to do something about it. If there is something that you need to change about yourself, then you get up and do that. If just to avoid any change, we tend to indulge in guilt. And I thought that was such an interesting point of view, because it definitely happens. We do uh, uh, bask in that self pity for so many times when we don't want to do anything about the situation. So
Yes.
yeah, I mean, that's an interesting way to look at it. That get
And
up, do something.
what I feel is guilt is again a negative emotion. Why allow any negative emotions to enter your life?
Yeah, it's not constructive.
Always think positive. And what happens is I listen to this spiritual thing, and they say this very nice thing, and I always keep on reminding myself is thoughts produce feelings, feelings produce actions. So if you're thinking
True.
about I'm a bad mother and bad mother, you'll have those feelings and you'll again do those actions, which again becomes a vicious cycle. So just think that I am a happy human being, and happiness is what I want to pass on to my kids. That is why I had kids, right? I did not have kids so that I can feel sad and sit in one dark corner. I had kids because I wanted to show them the world through my eyes, and there are so many things in life to do apart from just feeling sad and sitting in one place.
I completely agree. And with that very positive note, Mitali, I'd like to thank you for joining us today for this podcast. And it
Thank you
has
so
been such a
much.
pleasure chatting with you. And I'm really hoping that we get to do more of these and looking forward to some interesting chats with you on
Yeah.
Meet the Mom here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, one more point that we need to address, Neha, is mom guilt also leads to moms not having or nurturing their hobbies. And I would love to talk about
Oh, yeah.
my latest and the most positive hobby that I think I have is gardening. And I would love to talk about
Oh,
my
yes.
plants.
Absolutely. So that is definitely the next topic that we're gonna talk about when we get on a chat with you for Meet the Mom. We're gonna talk about gardening
Yes.
and we're gonna talk to plant moms.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. There are lots of plant moms. And I think there is one more thing that I would like to add is that, whenever any woman or a mother starts developing her hobbies, she meets so many like-minded people. And,
True.
Instagram is a great place to connect with a lot of new people. I have connected with as old as 80-year-old women all across the globe, not only in India. And I've learned so much from them that the world has become really closer, and I think it's time to take advantage of that situation.
I think so. I think, and you're doing it quite beautifully. And I totally agree
Thank
with
you
you
so
because
much.
social media is making the world a smaller place, and it is connecting us to like minded people. And why not? So, thank
Yeah.
you again, Mitali.
Thank you so much, Neha.
Thank
I
you again,
love
Mitali.
talking to you, and I think a lot of women will listen to our podcast and only take away good things, and they at least start going on vacations alone.
Absolutely can't wait to get on one. So let's plan that trip, and it's such a pleasure always talking to you. I think we
Thank
speak
you.
for
Same
hours, and
here.
this can keep going on and
Yeah, yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thanks,
Okay.
Mitali. Have a great
Thank
week
you.
ahead.
Same to
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.